Hi, how are you? My name is Mike Paciello. I'm the Chief Accessibility Officer with AudioEye. I've been in the accessibility business. That's a business involving technology and people with disabilities for about 40 years now. And very happy, very pleased here to be with the folks and in the reception of this award. Well, I worked in the high-tech field. I worked for a software company at the time back in the early 80s that got involved with the National Braille Press in Boston, Massachusetts. And I was just asked if I could provide our technical documentation to them. So I would take the printed versions of the documentation, and then they would take that documentation and convert it into Braille. At the same time, I was learning a new technology for writers of electronic documents, which involve what we call markup languages. And I realized that if I could take an electronic document and mark it up in such a way that it could output to various types of printer types, that why couldn't I do that to a Braille printer? And then from there, why not take that one more step and make things large text? I grabbed at it, did a little research, contacted a few folks, and ultimately what that led to was the development of a publishing standard that became the predecessor of everything that we know today in terms of online documentation, online websites. All of that was built upon this standard that we built for building accessible documentation. I first came in contact with the folks at Cal State through Dr. Harry Murphy. Dr. Murphy was the director of the Center on Disabilities there at Cal State Northridge. And Harry had been putting on these annual conferences, and he invited me to that conference. I think the first one I went to was in 1990. I was like this little kid in a candy shop, running all over, learning all these new things, realizing that technology and people with disabilities took it a whole lot more than just some of the things that I was working on. We actually launched this international initiative that I worked on to develop the standards for electronic documentation and accessible documentation right there at that conference. So Harry was the one that actually introduced me to the university, to the various personnel, and of course to the world of technology and people with disabilities. I have always felt that CSUN has been kind of the hallmark of my career. So I talked about earlier about that international group of individuals who volunteered, and we created a standard. Well, that group is called the International Committee for Accessible Document Design, and we released that standard. We launched that there at CSUN. You know, I'm focused on how humans interact with machines and computer systems and things along those lines. The fact that CSUN has adopted like the HHS program and built some of this into their computer science programs is a huge win, because the sooner that we start to teach this, we're at the college level, we need to get into the high school, middle school, grade school, and start teaching things at that level, right? But the fact that the schools are supportive and that Cal State, again, is a catalyst behind that is a big win. Now, above and beyond just the educational part of this is now teaching professionals in certain industries. But we've got to teach it first. We have to teach engineers. We have to teach developers. We have to teach designers. And especially what I like to tell folks just to think accessibility. It's being empathetic. It's understanding what you're going through, how you're going through it, and let me design something. I can help design something that will work for you. When I heard about this and then see the attachment of hero to it, I don't know if I necessarily view myself as a hero, but I am certainly proud of the fact that I've been able to be involved in a field where you feel the rewards that you get back from the contributions that you make that improve or help others who are maybe less fortunate than yourself. I don't know if I see anything greater than that. So I was shocked. I'm very humbled by the whole thing. I still am, by being even getting that recognition. I would like to really thank Dr. Harry Murphy. I owe a lot of my career to Harry. He was always there to encourage me, and many of the folks there at CSUN and COD at Northridge, various presidents that I've gone through. Willie Walker has been there now. Freddie Sanchez is there. These are the folks that I kind of owe my career to in that context. I'm very thankful, very grateful to the university for this award.